Hey everybody, it is Quicken, and let's see if this goes any brighter. I overlined my lips a lot today. Perfect. Hey everybody, it is Quicken, and today I am going to be trimming my bangs for you guys and talking you through it. So consider this a bang trimming tutorial. So I'm going to walk you through some supplies if you want to maintain your bangs in between appointments. My bangs are just a little too long, so I'm not going to go crazy with them. I have a mirror set up right here. I'm not going to go too crazy with them, but I do have an event tonight, so I just want to get them a little out of my face. My eyebrows are not great today. Maybe I should cut them tomorrow, but I am just going to be taking off about, maybe like a quarter inch, not a lot at all, but I'm just going to show you how to maintain your bangs if you don't get to the salon a lot, if you don't get your hair cut a lot, and you don't go in for bang trims every couple of weeks. They might recommend that you get your bangs cut every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, just depending on your style. So the first thing I did, and you'll notice that we are doing this on dry hair, and you're going to want to style your hair the way you like it best, maybe the way you wear it every day. If you have curly hair, but you blow dry it straight every day, like you want to have your hair looking the way you want it to look. I took this Demon brush and you can see that it kind of curves like that. And what I did is I just blow dried the cowlicks out of my bangs. So you guys see me with my bangs straight every day, but the thing about my head is if you go in here, you can see I have this split, and you can see it's very ugly. So I have this split, so I will just blow dry it out, and I just do that by taking the Demon, finding the furthest part and blow drying it this way, switching again, blowing it this way. And with the Demon, you can kind of roll it under and catch that hair. Just getting all your cowlicks out. So you have nice straight bangs. So my bangs were cut with a razor, but today we're going to be cutting with scissors. You might say shears. That means you went to beauty school. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take some clips and section out some of my hair so that it is out of our way. If you have established bangs, you're watching this tutorial because you just want to trim your bangs, just, find where they stop and clip them out of the way. If you waited too long in between appointments, you really don't know where your bang section is anymore, you can kind of do this trick where you can balance the comb on your head, see where it stops rolling off, which would be right here.
A quick pause to let you know that the circle is the part of the comb that I should be pointing to, but I believe I'm looking into the viewfinder and not my mirror, so I have it off for a couple inches. So pay attention to the circle and not my finger. That will guide you, and you can pretty much see that that's the center of the old seesaw. Back to the programming.
You kind of see that, and you can comb, and that's kind of where your bang section will start. You can see I look very good. My bangs are already established, but you can see what I was talking about with the round of the head. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Aaron Yeager.
Just get everything out. So if you're cutting your bangs, my mirror is directly in front of me. I have a pretty straight bang section, so when I pull everything down, you can see it's a straight line, but it's feathered because it was cut with a razor. So I'm not going to cut with a razor today, but I am just going to mimic that. So for safety's sake, I am going to section out half of my bangs. I suggest this. If you're going to mess them up, at least you'll have some sort of curtain. And I hate to be a YouTuber giving bad hair advice. A lot of that exists. So I'm just making sure that that part is pretty straight. and then clipping that out of our way. Like I said, my bangs are dry, and your bangs are dry because when they are wet, they're going to suck up into your hair. So when you blow dry them, they're going to be a little shorter than you intended. If you're okay with that and you feel more comfortable cutting them wet, then do that if you're more comfortable, but do know that less is more, especially when they are wet. So I'm going to quickly teach you all about this comb. Hi. This is the wider side of the comb. It's going to have less tension when it's holding onto the hair, and the finer side is going to have more tension. It's just going to, if someone's holding your hand really loose, you know, you're like, you know, what is this about? We've been hanging out for a while. You can't hold my hand tight. Tight hand is just going to hold the hair a little more tighter. Loose, hold the hair a little looser. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the wide side of the comb, the loosey, and without much tension at all, we're going to take the teeth, hold them, just like that, and cut. This is going to be the least amount of tension. This is the most foolproof way if you are a beginner, or if you're doing it, you know, you're doing it on yourself. Why make it really hard? So make sure you're pulling straight from your part, which we made sure was as straight as we could get. Holding the comb with a little bit of tension, and I'm just going to be point cutting. Point cutting, the hair's like this, you're cutting up into it. A lot more forgiving than cutting it all. Here we go. We learned a lot right now. Take in what you can. Okay. So I made those first initial cuts, and I'm just checking them out. You can see that it's going about that high. I'm just gonna take it a little higher.
Here I am using full tension of my fingers just to double check this line. I'm not making any serious cuts, this is just a quick check-see.
So for these corners, I'm just going to try to mimic that angle with my fingers. You can see that now it's straight. And I'm just gonna point cut them.
This point cutting technique creates a lot softer of a line than cutting traditionally straight across would, and it also mimics the same kind of shattered effect that a razor cut would have. This is going to be the difference between having a very blunt line kind of bangs and a soft, shattered kind of looking bangs like I normally wear.
So now I'm just going in pretty close, pulling it all down and just making sure everything is straight, or at least following the previous curve. This is how I like it. You know, I think it's good. It's hitting right about where I wanted it to. So I'm going to pull down the next section. And if you get these longer hairs, like see here, you're like, how did that happen? Try to find out where that hair lives. Because it's probably not your bangs. Okay, so now we just have to find our guide, which is our shorter piece from the previous section. And if you're having a harder time seeing that piece, maybe section your hair and do this in 3 sections. Same deal.
Your shorter pieces that you established in the previous section of hair that we cut are going to be your guide. So if you can't see them, what I'm trying to say is just make really thin sections so that the shorter pieces from the previous section are obvious to you. You can take as many sections as you need, but my hair's kind of fine, so 3 sections work for me. Here I am checking my work by just zhuzhing my bangs and then pushing them forward. This is so they can fall into their natural fall, which is how they just lay on your head naturally when you're just bopping around on earth. So if you ever wondered why your hairstylist keeps zhuzhing your hair while they're cutting it, it's to find that natural fall where your hair just wants to stay on its own. So play around with your bangs, fluff them up, and see where they want to lay on their own without you manipulating them with the comb. This will help you see exactly what's going to happen.
So now just to check and make sure that those 2 layers, that 2 sections that we made are blended, I'm just taking the hair, pulling it down, using the edge of my scissor to like lift up the hair, and just making sure that there's no like super short piece underneath, and then if there is, just blending that all together. I should have made my bang shorter because it's hard to see. So you can kind of see here like how there's that piece. When I lift it, you can see the section underneath. So I can just pull my fingers down, get rid of that piece, and then kind of texturize that area with more point cutting. And do that over here. So this is our last section, and you can see that it's almost pretty easy. All of these little final hairs are just right there. So you can see that that will get cut, and right here as well. So that's what I was talking about with like if you can't see through your layers. If you can't see through your sections, just keep making them, because now you can see like I just have to cut that. yeah, making them hit my eyebrows, which are also brown, was not doing me any favors. You see the hair, the actual hair in my eyeball? There's so many hairs in my eyes. Blowed my hair down straight. You can see a couple little stragglers came out to play. But make sure they don't live somewhere else. Okay. If you feel like you're even, pull down the rest of your hair. See how you look? Do you look good? Do you look fab? Can you see your eyes better? I love it. Had to look at it from the side, just in case. Well, let me know what you guys think. Was this tutorial helpful to you? Do you want to see one where I go a little shorter? I might not. I've kind of been growing my bangs out, and then I go through times where I am cutting them again, so I just wanted to cut a little bit of them off, and I did go with a little bit of a rounder shape here. It's so funny because I used to, when I was a kid, my grandmom cut my bangs until I was like 22, so not a kid, and I would have like any person just cut my bangs, like anyone, and now it took me 25 minutes to cut them. So I am going to run some products through them and style the rest of my hair and show you how the completed thing looks all together. If you're looking at this and being like, oh, I kind of see like that and I kind of see like that, like, just wait until everything is all together because you'll see. But we were going for like, you know, they were originally cut with a razor, so that was kind of what I was trying to emulate. So let's style everything and I'll get back to you. So that is it. That is how I trim my bangs at home. And because I have like a shaggier haircut, I did trim some of these layers and fix my framing, but I can't include all that unless you want me to. So let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if this helped you at all. And if you are new here, feel free to subscribe. I will leave the products link below that I use. Everybody knows that I love this Keune blend powder I've been using for years and I love it. It really holds that texture and you can kind of just like mush it and it has hold. And this is exactly how I want to look. Although I'm going to a Christmas party, so I'm going to have a huge mullet at the Christmas party and that's fine with me. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Until next time, bye.